Oh, hey, how you doing? Have you ever tried a steak Pittsburgh style? Like you're in a kind of in a hurry, and so well, not when you're in a hurry, but because they do this on purpose some places. But they kind of burn or char the outside, but the inside stays kind of medium rare. It's really good. I've heard about it and I've seen it, but I've never tried it that way. It's really good. Start the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, P. Dog Night. All right, stop the music. Stop the music. Okay, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. And yes, I am still eating my breakfast. I do have my cup of reparations coffee. And I am raring to go. Hello. Welcome. Good morning. First this morning on the list is Max Del Rio. What's up, my brother? And I got All You Need, Chadwick Dupree, Maniac Man, Hate Camel, Ezub. We're all rolling in the door. So happy to see you. And yes, I'm still eating. You know, at the local store, when I went to go buy some food for breakfast, they had these tri-tip steaks on sale for $3.99 a pound. And so I got these just little petite, tiny little steaks that for, just not for breakfast because my wife's already gone when I get home in the morning. So, yeah, this stuff's really good. And I did it. I was in a hurry because I wanted to be here on time to start the show. And so I did them Pittsburgh style, which is when, like I said, you kind of char the outside, but the inside is almost rare when you're done with it. You do them really fast on high heat. And I never tried them that way. I mean, I usually go medium rare when I eat steaks, and they're just these little ones anyway. But it turned out really good. I kind of like it, and I might do that again on purpose. So there you go. A new thing to learn from the P-Dog. So I also, on my other channel, which I'm actually going to start putting some of these, I have about 8 videos in the can that I haven't edited them, but I've got all the footage done. Sometimes I do some cooking stuff on that channel. Actually, I did it on this channel too once in a while, but I'll do cooking stuff over there, and I'm going to do a lot of travel stuff there where we go to little towns and just see what's cool about different little towns. So if you ever want to see my other channel, that's the, it's called Marty's Big Journey. And, I think I put that I'm pretty sure it's in the, let's see here. Yes, it is. P-Dog's channel. No, I don't have it in here. I'll throw it in the thing down below when I start actually putting more videos. I only have 3 videos on that channel right now, but we'll get to that eventually. So, hey, let's see. And good morning, Seamus. I see you made it this morning. You're here too. So I think I got everybody so far. And there's some people who are lurking. Lurk away if you don't have to be in the chat. You can lurk away all you want. I'm just glad you're here. Welcome. So, let's get it started. I don't know why I named this. Well, I kind of do know why I named this stream All Hands on Deck. The reason I did is because apparently Joe Biden, I hope you don't mind, this is rude, but I'm hungry, man. Joe Biden has another small problem. And apparently a second woman is kind of having issues with some of his past behaviors. Now, and we watched a video about that yesterday, where the Creepy Joe videos. If you ever look on YouTube, just put in your search Creepy Joe Biden, and these videos will pop up where he has this kind of weird habit of, just touching people, and he's just a touchy-feely kind of guy, and but sometimes it's just weird because he's always pulling little girls in front of him, stroking their hair and smelling their hair and kissing them on the head and all that weird stuff. Well, Biden has responded to some of this. And it's funny because some of the articles, now when you, so here, I'm going to do this. For example, here's the Washington Post. I'm going to just show you the headline because I can't look at Washington Post articles. I've already looked at my 3 for the month. But here's the headline from the Washington Post. Well, here, now it even blocks the headline. So this is funny. Joe Biden's affectionate physical style with women comes under scrutiny. His affectionate physical style with women. That's interesting. There was another one. I think it was Politico that had it, or someone was like, you know, when you're in the right political side, depending on if you're on the left and it's most of the mainstream media, or you're on the right and it's, you know, the Fox News and the Breitbarts, whatever, they're going to give you the most charitable interpretation of the things you do. But if you're not, look out! You're going to get slammed. But anyway, so here's an interesting article from NPR, which is, you know, more center-left if you look at some of their shows, but center-left. Joe Biden offered expressions of affection, but denies inappropriate behavior. You know, and I don't know that Joe was intentionally being creepy, but he just creepy. Okay, now I'm going to go back before. Now, it's funny when you get an article, too, about someone people approve of. If there's an update, they'll put it right at the top of an article. So NPR, who probably likes Joe Biden, has their update at the top. But I'm going to skip the update first. If I can find it. Well, looks like they didn't even tell you where the update ends. All right. Anyway. And I'm chewing while I'm talking. I'm sorry. I gotta eat. I'm a growing boy. By the way, we'll talk about. Never mind. I'll come back to that. Former Vice President Joe Biden on Sunday responded to allegations that he acted inappropriately when he kissed the back of a former Nevada Democratic Assemblywoman's head at a campaign event in 2014, saying his behavior has been affectionate but never unseemly. That's interesting. We'll watch one of those videos again, just for the hell of it. All right. In many years on the campaign trail and in public life, I have offered countless handshakes, hugs, expressions of affection, support, and comfort. You know, some of those people didn't look all that comfortable when you were doing that. And not once, never did I believe I acted inappropriately. If it is suggested I did so, I will listen respectfully, Biden said in a statement released by his spokesman on Twitter. That would be Bill Russo. I may not recall these moments the same way, and I may be surprised at what I hear, but we have arrived at an important time when women feel they can and should relate their experiences, and men should pay attention. And I will. I bet you will now. I will also remain the strongest advocate I can be for the rights of women. I will fight to build on the work I've done in my career to end violence against women and ensure women are treated with the equality they deserve. I will continue to surround myself with trusted women advisors who challenge me to see different perspectives than my own, and I will continue to speak out on these vitally important issues where there is much more progress to be made and crucial fights that must be waged and won. Okay. Pretty good statement. Biden's remarks came 2 days after Lucy Flores, who was running for lieutenant governor at the time of the alleged incident, published an essay about it in New York Magazine, and hours before she was set to make several interview appearances on Sunday, including a conversation with NPR's All Things Considered. By the way, I, your host, is that the show I was on? I think I was on that show. I was a guest on All Things Considered. I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, speaking with Corbett Coleman, Flores reiterated that she decided to step forward despite inevitable backlash from Biden supporters who, at best, have suggested she dismiss the awkward exchange. Really? In the Me Too movement? In the time of Me Too, she should dismiss the awkward exchange as a generational misunderstanding and at worst accuse her of sabotaging one of the party's most viable presidential candidates because this type of behavior has to be taken seriously. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to chew away from the micro. I'm still chewing my piece of steak that I put in my mouth. Silly me. Here, let's get some coffee. I need the vice president and all men and all people who are in positions of power to understand that in that setting, that kind of behavior is absolutely inappropriate. Flores, who worked for Senator Bernie Sanders' political organization. Now, they made sure to put that in there, but she has. That's full disclosure. And so on and so on and so on. So that article goes on and on and on. So that's interesting because now there is a second person who has called attention to former Vice President Biden's behavior. Now, let me find this. Where the hell did it go? I had it right here. Okay, maybe not. Well, here, let's go. Let's just put in to DuckDuckGo. Second Biden allegation. Ding. Here. I don't even have to do that anymore. Here we go. From the Daily Telegraph. Let's do the Daily Telegraph article. Second woman claims Joe Biden touched her inappropriately. A Connecticut woman said Joe Biden touched her inappropriately and rubbed noses with her at a 2009 political fundraiser, becoming the second person in 3 days to accuse the former vice president of unwanted physical contact as he considers a White House run. It wasn't sexual, but he did grab me by the head, Amy Lapos, 43, told a Hartford Courant on Monday of her encounter with Biden at Greenwich, Connecticut event. He put his hands around my neck, pulled me in to rub noses with me. When he was pulling me in, I thought he was going to kiss me on the mouth. Kind of like that dude that tried to kiss Beyonce. He kissed, at the BET Awards? That was, oh man, were people mad. All the Bay people, and Jay-Z was standing right next to her too. And she looked a little uncomfortable. Anyway, you know what? Gotta follow those cues, man. Some people are touchy-feely, and some people are like, hey, get back the you-know-what off. These allegations could endanger a possible 2020 presidential run by Biden, who was vice president under President Barack Obama at the time of both allegations. He has been expected to announce a Democratic White House bid in the coming weeks and has been leading the Democratic presidential field in opinion polls. Now, I frankly, though Biden is leading in most of the Democratic presidential polls, I am not convinced that he would win the nomination. And this is one of the reasons why. This whole process, I have a feeling, is going to be brutal as far as the Democratic candidates go. Also, there's even still a question whether or not Hillary will try to run. And that'd be really interesting. I don't know that she's going to get the reception she thinks she might if she does, but man. Okay, obviously I didn't put this article out while I was reading, but hey, here, I'll just give you a little flash of that one. There you go. There's the article I was just reading from the Telegraph. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, when we were, again, so if you take YouTube and you put in Creepy Joe. Well, it already autofills for me. Creepy Joe compilation. Here's another one. I mean, it's I kind of get it. It's old school, old man kind of thing.
You're going to be frisked. Drop your hands. You say that.
Wait, what did he say? Now listen to this. What did he say?
Spread your legs. You're going to be frisked.
Spread your legs. You're going to be frisked.
You say that to somebody in North Dakota, they think it's a frisk. Drop your hands to the side. You know, you're in trouble, right?
This is by somebody named
And
Gabby.
you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you're about to enter, so help you God. I have no doubt about it. I'm heading up to Capitol Hill now to swear in new members and old members of the United States Senate. And as Vice President,
these are at Senate swearing-in ceremonies.
The United States Senate. It was a collegial place.
As I take
as many friends in the Republican Party as the Democratic Party. And today is a really special day.
Thanks to give out here.
Now this is the first person that
to my perfect
now
wife,
interesting.
Stephanie.
This is the woman that said this guy was. I can't remember what he was being sworn in for, but she's the woman that said that she did not feel that he was being creepy. But I don't know if maybe she didn't. But if everyone else watching thought he was being creepy, I'll go back. You know, here we go again. The same woman.
I loved the United States Senate. It was a collegial place. It has many friends in the Republican Party as the Democratic Party. And today is a really special day.
Thanks to give out here. First and foremost to my perfect wife, Stephanie, my wonderful son, Will, and my daughter, Ava, already mentioned.
Can I have one with Jess alone?
Why does he want a picture with this girl? Now he's brushing her hair back. I mean, it's so
clear
weird.
The American public has embraced this grinning, approachable, unstoppable life force known as Vice President Joe Biden.
One of the most dedicated public servants, one of the most successful public servants I've ever had the pleasure to serve with during my time in Washington.
If you don't love Joe Biden, it is time for some serious
Why is this dude touching me?
introspection.
He always made you feel that you were welcome.
You genuinely listen to people. You ask them questions, and
I
then
don't
you lift
get
them up.
it. Hello, Rico. Hi, Lindsay. How you doing?
Hey, Charlie, give him that cute smile.
Johnny Hellcat, good morning.
I need a hug, kid. Come on. I need a hug. God love you.
It's not even it's a weird hug even. That's not, I don't, There he is. Always putting his head on women's heads. Always smelling their hair.
I'm hungry. Yeah, gotta talk.
A little too close, Joe. A little too close.
No serious guys in your 30s.
What I like most is getting to see their children.
Hands a little too high on the waist.
Particular
Why are your hands on her waist anyway?
when I reenact
Oh,
certain
look at the face.
roles.
Look at this dude's face. You're like, what the? And she's sitting on his lap. Joe, dude. I mean, look at both the dudes. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, damn it. What happened there? Where'd that one go? Here it comes. I'm going to go back to that one. Here
Families are in the old.
Okay, now look at the two biker dudes. He's like, what the fuck is this? And this dude's like, I'm about to, you know what? Keep it up, old man. I'm going to knock you out. All hands on, baby. All hands on.
Where their whole families are able to be there and stand with them as I reenact the swearing in. It's a moment of real joy.
Now, and this is the weirdest one. She did not want anything to do with it. And Mom, watch Mom. Watch Mom's face. Yeah, she gave that weird. And then Hillary Clinton, he goes to hug Hillary Clinton come off a plane. And he does not let go. Hillary, watch. Hillary twice tries to push him off. Watch. Yeah, okay, that's enough, Joe. That's enough. Are you still holding on? Joe, let go, you dumbass.
It has nothing to do with Republican and Democrat. It has to do with having the opportunity
this was that
to
Lucy Flores' thing.
Actually join the single most important legislative body in the world. And it is an enormous honor. I served there for a long time, and I consider myself a senator.
Oh, Joe Potato, dude.
Perform this function.
I am not doing this.
Yes, you are. It's part of the job. Constitutionally required.
All right then. So that's Joe Potato. Just weird. All right. You know what? I think it's time for well, it's time. Let me think here. Let me think. Oh, what the hell's going on? What the hell? Jesus. Sometimes. Oh, okay, that's good. We're good. Right a second. Give me a moment. I'm having I must have closed the window that I was trying to open. Because, ladies and gentlemen, hang on a second. It's time for some funk. Yeah. Hit it. All right. So let's continue. Enough of Creepy Joe, because dude is just too damn weird, man. Hey, so yesterday we were talking about Nipsey Hussle, and he was doing a documentary on this Dr. Sebi or Dr. Sebi dude, and I really didn't know what that was about. I think my music's too loud. Oh, that's just I have my volume up too high. That's what the problem is. Can you hear the music, people? Can you feel it? Oh, before we go on to Dr. Sebi, a couple programming notes. So, as you know now, on Thursdays, we have FTG Thursdays. If you know what FTG is, put a number 1 in the chat. And if I just stay at his morning, yes, there was. We'll get into that in a minute, Rico. So anyway, Nipsey Hussle was. And I'm sorry, I was doing. What's my thing? What am I doing? Programming note. So tomorrow, or excuse me, Thursday, it is FTG Thursday, but it is also the day that I officially become. I'm having a hard time saying it. I really am. Not 69. I officially become a senior citizen on Thursday. Yes, it's also a birthday show for P-Dog Night, so invite all your friends, and you know, we'll have a fun time. But it will be. Don't die. No, I was just trying not to. I was trying not to cough up that senior citizen things. Yes, it'll be my birthday on Thursday. It'll be 55, so it'll be a combination FTG and P-Dog's birthday show. And who knows? I might bring a couple of people in here and there. Who knows what I'm going to do? I might wear a party hat. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, hi, Smarty Bear. So anyway, back to this Dr. Sebi. I was doing a little, just trying to figure out who this dude was, because apparently this guy was an herbalist, kind of. Oh man. Not a faith healer, but he thought he had some cures for some things and all this. And so here's 5 things. A good heavy article. Nipsey Hussle's Dr. Sebi documentary. 5 fast facts you need to know. We're talking about this is Nipsey Hussle in the picture, and he was doing this documentary on this Dr. Sebi. And apparently Nick Cannon, who's also kind of one of those conspiracy guys. I mean, I didn't know this, but Nick Cannon, the host of America's Got Talent, it said he's going to finish Nipsey's documentary on Dr. Sebi, but let's just go through this 5 things you need to know. Many people have never heard of Dr. Sebi, a Honduran herbalist, biologist, and self-proclaimed healer who passed away on August 6, 2016. And the fact that nobody really talks about Dr. Sebi, nay, Alfredo Darrington Bowman, and his alleged cures for cancer and AIDS was a wildly surreal concept to rapper Nipsey Hussle. So he decided to make a documentary on the controversial healer. But this documentary may now never come to be. On March 31st, Hussle was shot and killed outside his shop in Los Angeles, California. Now, just a side note on this. There are some people who think that Nipsey Hussle was shot by the government because he was making this documentary on this Dr. Sebi who was killed some time back because, you know, the government doesn't want you to know these herbal remedies and all these healing concoctions that Dr. Sebi came up with. Anyway, the documentary, which followed the 1985 court trial in which Dr. Sebi proved he had a cure for AIDS, allegedly contained evidence that the government assisted in Dr. Sebi's death. In the aftermath of Hussle's death, he leaves behind 2 children and a partner, Lauren London. And Lauren London is a fine individual. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that too. Here's what you need to know about Nipsey Hussle's Dr. Sebi documentary. 1. Nipsey Hussle believed Dr. Sebi's story was a powerful narrative. Now, I'm not going to give you the Breakfast Club. I'm not going to play this Breakfast Club clip, but anyway. During a radio interview with the Breakfast Club, Sebi said, "I'm working on doing doc on the trial in 1985. Oh, wait, what? No, Sebi didn't say that. Nipsey Hussle said that. They need some editors, man. They need editors. Hussle said, "I'm working on doing a doc on the trial in 1985. When Dr. Sebi went to trial in New York because he put in the newspaper that he cured AIDS, he beat the case. Then he went to federal court the next day and beat the case, but nobody talks about it." Well, yeah. Anyway, as to why he felt the need to go through the lengths of making a documentary film about him, Hussle said, "I think the story's important. It's a powerful narrative. Like if someone in the room said, 'Hey, I cured AIDS,' I'd be like, 'Yeah, right.' And then I could show you an example of him going to trial and proving in court he proved AIDS. I'd be interested in it, more so than championing his products or explaining his methodology. Put some light on that case." So he wanted to put some light on the case that Dr. Sebi thinks he cured AIDS. Well, if he cured AIDS, wouldn't they be somebody would be on that like a fly on shit, but apparently we haven't heard about this. Dr. Sebi believed this is number 2. Dr. Sebi believed he found the cure for AIDS, cancer, diabetes, and blindness. And he's apparently, Dr. Sebi says, do not consume these 4 foods. What are the 4 foods Dr. Sebi think you shouldn't? Anyone know the 4 foods Dr. Sebi says do not consume? Anyway, I was going to watch it, but I'm not. While he was not a licensed physician, he built a cult-like following for his all-natural remedies, formulas, tonics, and supplements. He believed that food was alkaline for the body and that dead foods killed the body's ability to heal itself. Therefore, he recommended a strict vegan diet and cut out all foods he considered to be toxic: alcohol, sugar, iodized salt, meat, poultry, seafood. Once those foods were replaced with fresh fruits, vegetables, healthy grains, and nut butter, he believed the body would earn back its natural healing powers. By following this regimented diet, he believed he has found the cure for cancer, AIDS, diabetes, and blindness. So I see where that would be what I would call a very attractive premise for people to follow, because, hey, it's a miracle. And by dead foods, I think he meant animals. But it's weird because, kind of, if you're eating don't you have to kind of, I don't know, kill plants to eat them? I don't know. I mean, are they still technically alive? I don't know. But me, I'm happy with my tasty little steak here. Dr. Sebi won a court case by bringing forward 77 patients with AIDS he said he helped to heal. In 1988, Dr. Sebi bought ads promoting his food diet in the Amsterdam News, the Village Voice, and the New York Post, saying that AIDS has been cured. New York State Attorney instructed him to take the ads down, claiming he was selling products not approved by the FDA and practicing medicine without a license. In court, Dr. Sebi said he had cured one of his patients that received his treatment. When the judge asked the natural healer to bring in one patient as evidence, Dr. Sebi provided 77 healed patients to the court, and he won the case. Let's see how long this is. So this is only 2 minutes long. Let's watch this one.
I understood that the state were unprepared to defend itself. They were unprepared because in the past there was 2,781 cases that came before the Supreme Court and lost. I won. Not only did I prove scientifically, but I had the diagnostic sheets, and I do have them today. And those diagnostic sheets didn't come from me. They came from their school, their American accredited, medical accredited schools.
Did I read it correctly, where there was some requirement for you to actually bring patients, a patient into court from each of those maladies, and that you brought multiple patients in court who, one, testified themselves, and that you had medical records, one showing that they were victims of the disease, and then showing that it had been cured by one doctor, and then a second doctor verifying what the first doctor had said?
Yes. We have to remember this, that whenever you make a statement that goes against the grain, you better be prepared. You better be prepared. The judge said that I had to bring one of every patient that I had cured, and there was one that said others. The other was a man that came from Italy. He was paralyzed. But I was supposed to take 9. I took 77.
Now, what's fascinating about this to me, I don't know enough about the case. It's interesting. Here's how it goes on. However, this accomplishment was never celebrated or honored. The late pop star Michael Jackson, who was also one of his patients, took him down to Washington, D.C. to meet with black congressmen, but they received zero support for what his supporters said should have been considered the greatest medical breakthrough of the 20th century. Number 3, there have been conspiracy theories for years that the government had Dr. Sebi killed, and this is what I was talking about. At 82 years old, Dr. Sebi died in Honduras while in police custody and battling health problems from pneumonia. How could he have pneumonia if he had the perfect cure for everything in life? Anyway, a few months later, Sebi had been arrested at Juan Manuel Galvez de Rotan Airport for money laundering. At the time, he was boarding a plane with his business partner, Pablo Medina Gamboa, and had $37,000 cash in his suitcase. After being released a few days later, Dr. Sebi was once again arrested by the Public Ministerio Honduras, equivalent of the FBI, for money laundering, and remained in prison until he died en route to the hospital. Wait, what? What the hell kind of okay, who wrote this? That sentence makes no sense. He was once again arrested by, the equivalent of the FBI, for money laundering. and remained in prison until he died en route to the hospital? Oh, I see. Apparently, after they took him out of... He was in custody. He was in prison. They were taking him to the hospital for his pneumonia. Okay, that's the most convoluted paragraph I've ever seen. When asked why people killed the holistic doctor, Hustle said, "Why do they kill all holistic doctors? You're messing up the medical industry. You're short-stopping his grind. They're checking billions. You're playing with some of the pharmaceutical money." Okay, so the pharmacy industry had him killed. Turn this damn music down. Okay, his roster of clients included Michael Jackson, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, John Travolta, and Eddie Murphy. And because Dr. Sebi was paid handsomely for his services, it makes sense as to why he had so much cash on him while traveling between services. Yeah, he had a lot of a lot of the, what are those people called? What's that weird religion in California? The L. Ron Hubbard people. What the hell is that called? God, my brain doesn't always work. Anyway, the Scientologist. Yeah, he was the doctor to the Scientologists. Yeah, Scientology. Nipsey Hussle appeared to have been in early stages of his documentary. So that's the thing. Theories surrounding Sebi's arrest and eventual death stem from the fact that if his cure was correct, he would have bankrupted the medical community, according to those who believe the story. As they say, there's no money in a cure, there's money in sickness. And if the answer cure is merely living a strictly healthy lifestyle, that also kills the entire diet, pill, and exercise community. Well, duh. You know, that is kind of, in a way it is. I mean, living a healthy lifestyle can do wonders to keep you out of sickness, but they're still sick people, whatever. So anyway, that's the Dr. Sebi that I didn't know who the hell he was when they were talking about Nipsey Hussle. Now I know who he is, and as I promised, I brought it to you. So there we go. Let's move on, because I really spent way too much time talking about Dr. Sebi and Creepy Joe. So let's move on. What else we got? I got a couple articles, then we'll get into Twitter trends. The one here, this is interesting. Did you know that you can make $18,500 for 60 days of work? Were you aware of that? And they're offering it to just plain old people now. Who is offering this wonderful sum? Well, that would be NASA. NASA offers $18,500 to people willing to stay in bed for 60 days. We all know that space travel is not only expensive, but also dangerous. If humans are sent to send people to Mars, scientists must know and understand the effects that living in space poses on the human body. It is known that the so-called puffy head bird leg syndrome exists, which manifests itself due to zero gravity conditions. Blood flow is no longer pulled to the legs, and as a result, the astronaut's head is filled with fluid. Therefore, NASA and ESA teamed up to conduct a bed rest study to see how the body adapts to weightlessness. The space agencies announced that they are looking for 24 volunteers to spend 60 days lying down to help scientists understand how space travel will affect astronauts. The participants will be paid 16,500 euros, more than $18,500, and will have to travel to Cologne, Germany. 24 selected participants will travel to the German Aerospace Center and stay in bed for 2 months. So, yeah, if you're interested, you got to look up that article. The volunteers are going to be split up into 2 groups. Let's see, out of 89 days of the experiment, 60 of them will have to be spent in bed. Now, what about 60 of them. How many people they need, though, total? 24 participants will travel. Okay, it's Germany. They got to be between the age of 24 and 55, so I'm still eligible even after Thursday. And they must speak German. Okay, so if you speak German, you might want to call NASA, because... Oh, dude, during the research, newly introduced DLR short arm centrifuge will be used. So you're going to be laying in some of them are going to be laying in a centrifuge? Oh my gosh. Throughout the studies, participants will be under the scrutiny of scientists. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, there's a quick job for you if you want to make $18,000 in 60 days. Better than being gone in 60 seconds, right? Okay. Nipsey Hussle's Dr. C, we already did that. Oh, here's this. Yeah, we talked about Joe Biden's second woman. All right, well, it's time for Twitter trends. So let's go. Let's go see what's happening on Twitter today. And let's talk about the things that people are going to be talking about later in the day. All right, here we go. So today, the number one, guess what? What's today? Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. What's today? Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Oh yeah, because Thursday's my birthday. Remember, the birthday stream on Thursday. Okay, Tuesday. Oh wow, the Tuesday ones are all the way down to 4. So number 1 and number 2 both have to do with the new Avengers movie that's going to be coming out sometime soon. Avengers Endgame. Oh wait, it's not anymore. It was done in 2. Now it's just 1. Trending with Avenger Endgame tickets. Avengers Endgame, Fandango. Let's see what we got here. New Avengers trailer provides a reunion fans have been waiting for. Now that's not it right there. You trust me? Avengers Endgame. Where's what trailer? Oh, is this it here? Oh yeah, people are trying to get Avengers Endgame tickets this morning. A little scene from The Walking Dead. That's early when Rick had no beard. Okay, should we watch the trailer? Have you all seen the trailer to this yet? Watch it again. Symbolism in trailer. Okay, we'll check it out. Let's check it out. Let's see the trailer.
We gotta finish this.
Oh, this is the new trailer.
If we do this, we'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean because he killed all our friends?
We owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
It's not about how much we lost. It's about how much we have left. We're the Avengers. We gotta finish this. You trust me? I do.
That's a breakthrough.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
All right, there we go. Little Endgame trailer.
On sale now.
Tickets on sale on Fandango, and people are buying the hell out of those tickets. Let's see what a few of the tweets on this are. Obviously, this one's funny. The Walking Dead. Oh, it's actually from the Walking Dead account. Even the people doing the Walking Dead account are excited about the Endgame tickets going on sale this morning. I'm really excited. Nice. Oh, Boss Logic. I'm really excited to announce that I officially collaborated with Disney and Atom Tickets on an exclusive poster for the Avengers Endgame. For a limited time, when you buy a ticket for Avengers Endgame on Atom Tickets, you can get my poster for free, plus shipping while they last. Oh, free plus shipping. For $9.99 shipping and handling, you can get this poster for free. But there's the poster. That's kind of nice. Got a little cap there, and Thor, and Iron Man, and who's that hoe back there? Oh, that's what's her name? Captain America. Okay, good. Or not Captain. What the hell? Not what did I say? Captain America. What's Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel. That's whatever Iron Man's sidekick dude. I can't. What do they name his character? I don't remember. Anyway, so you got, and there's a couple of Guardians, and then you got Thanos down here. So there you go. It's Carol Manvers, or yeah, whatever. All right, War Machine. Thank you. Couldn't remember. Hey, Della Hayes, you snuck in here, and so did Lord Watchchild. So did Check Your Logic. So did so who else snuck in while I was babbling? Got Check Your Logic. I think I got everybody. All right, cool. We got a bunch of people in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just for those of you who just got here. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I'm not really good at shilling people. I'm not good at it. So sometimes you have to remind me to shill or I'll just forget. Thank you for joining the Morning Night Live, which is sponsored by you. Right down there on this side. Which side? This side. This side. That share button is that share button. You using that makes me happy. Tweet this out. Send it to your family on Facebook. Whatever. Whoever you want think should see this. And then on this side, there's my Twitter account. Whatever. And then somewhere down there, my Streamlabs link is down there. If you want to do super chats and stuff like that, I'm not monetized through YouTube, but you can do super chats via Streamlabs. Links below, and every once in a while somebody will put it in the chat for me. Anyway, so that's that. Let's get back to Twitter trends. So that is Avengers Endgame is that's the big one. Yes, I'm chewing while we're talking. I'm trying to finish my breakfast at the same time we're doing the stream, so I'm sorry. Here's someone else trying to get Avengers tickets online and hitting the refresh button like, oh, because it's really hard. It's selling out like, this bad boy is selling the F out. It could do, man, it might do, I think it's going to be on, some theaters going to have 7 to 8 screens of just Avengers because they're selling tickets like nuts. Thor, Cap, and Tony from the beginning to the end. Avengers Endgame. That's Marvel Unsolved. I don't know what that is. Do you trust me? Yeah. Cap and Tony decide they're going to bury the hatchet and not between each other's heads. So there you go. Everyone's excited for Avengers Endgame. I got to watch the first one. See, I'm not going to see Captain Marvel until I see Infinity War. And Infinity War is on Netflix now. I'm going to throw it up on the big screen with the surround and all that. We're going to crank that sound up and kind of have some fun with it. I feel bad that I haven't seen it, but I just, it just happens that way. But I'll probably go see Endgame in theater. That's just, I kind of want to. So, Natasha and Carol being the softest appreciation tweet. Okay, so enough of Endgame. Let's move on. What else is happening in Twitter trends today? Number 2. Hey, it's Equal Pay Day, where we get to hear about the wage gap for most of the day. Excuse me. The earnings gap. But the first one here. I find, let's see, let's expand this so you can see it. So this is, yeah, Tennessee and Vanderbilt. 9:23 into the first quarter. So they have 10-minute quarters. And then, so they get the ball going the other way. And I think she misses the layup. Yep. Oh my gosh. Tennessee, and I think Tennessee's in the Final Four too. Not, you know what? Now, let me just say this. I coach basketball, and I enjoy. I am 100% supporter of sports for all kids, boys, girls, men, women, whatever. So I am not ever going to make fun of women athletes. The money in sports is by the butts and seats, and so you're never going to have equal pay in sports, even though they're trying. The WNBA players are mad right now because they don't get paid as much, and the U.S. women's soccer team is mad because they don't make as much. Not get paid as much. They don't make as much. The women actually paid a higher percentage of what their revenue is than the men, and they have guaranteed contracts in women's soccer. They do not in men's, as far as the national teams that go play in the World Cup. But it's just a fact of life that the men put way more butts in seats. The Women's World Cup, I think the total on the Women's World Cup worldwide audience was something like 220 million. The Men's World Cup, I think it was like 2.2 billion people watched the Men's World Cup. So that's and just as far as ad revenue, butts and seats, the whole thing. It's just, it's just, you know, I don't know what you can do about it. You can't do that. Anyway, so I'm going to read a couple of these just to get my cringe on, maybe. The way to end wage discrimination is through deregulation, not centralized approval board in Washington that controls employee pay rates nationwide. As congressional Dems are now proposing, Elizabeth Nolan Brown, you are correct. Different wages for different, you know, it's funny. I got all these conservatives at the top. Jesse Kelly. And this problem is, well, Reason is more libertarian. Closing the borders is bad for U.S. profits. Anyway, Allie Bethy Stuckey, she's that, I know she's conservative. Every equal pay day, I like to educate and find people of Twitter the differences between uncontrolled wage gap and the controlled wage gap. Ready? Oh, let's read this thread. This will be interesting. I need a cup of coffee. Hold on, hang on. All right, the uncontrolled wage gap is what you see referenced by feminists. That is 79 cents on the dollar. And it's true. The average woman makes 79 cents to every $1 the average man makes. But this gap does not consider what kind of job is being worked, how many hours, education, etc. The controlled wage gap considers factors, education, hours worked, position held, etc. When all factors are exactly the same, women make 99.9999 cents to every $1 a man makes, which is within the margin of error. And say that there was truly a 1 cent gap between men and women when all factors are considered, does that mean there is systemic sexism preventing women in America from making as much as men? No. Controlled wage gap still does not account for factors like negotiation skill or end-of-year bonuses for job performances. There is no evidence whatsoever that women are paid less than men as a rule at all. Now, say someone says, well, the uncontrolled wage gap is still a problem because the reason the average woman makes less than the average man is because she's being told she shouldn't take the same kind of jobs that man takes. She feels pressured to stay at home. Sorry, no. In some cases, sure, single moms working multiple jobs certainly don't have it easy, but, and here's the kicker feminists hate acknowledging, women in general are simply innately more likely to choose to work less than men. That's right, I said innately. Deal with it. Sweden mandates 480 parental leave days for both men and women in an effort to eliminate the gap. And yet the gap remains in Sweden's. Oh, it's 12% in Sweden too. Let's also take a look-see at the majors women versus men are choosing in college and how that corresponds to median income from the department something of X something in pay scale. So these are the charts she gives up. Most preferred majors for women: teachers, design, health, total men, total women. Anyway, there are, if you know what, you can go look at these yourself. Allie Beth Stuckey. Education, huh? Looks like women, again, make different choices than men. Well, feminists might say the patriarchy makes women feel they must go into English and social work, and they can't be electrical engineers. False. So now we're just in the realm of total speculation, which is always what happens when you push back on the pay gap narrative. They start making claims that aren't falsifiable, thinking they've won. Never mind, we've disproved their original claim long ago. But there's no evidence to prove women feel that way. There are countless programs to get women into STEM. For example, my daughter, that's not what she said, but my daughter was in a program when she was in school. For example, yet the gender gap is still huge. Moral of the story, people, men and women, are innately different and thus make different choices with different consequences. I'm going to add the caveat, on average. That one tweet should say salary, not income. Okay. Anyway, goodbye and have a great equal pay day, celebrating the fact that gender pay discrimination doesn't exist. Yeah, that's a good thread. I agree with that. There's certain things that, like for example, my daughter went to I think think it was 5th or 6th grade, she got invited to go to this engineering camp for girls. It was all girls at the University of Minnesota. They brought in all these girls from all over the state in 5th grade, and they did cool stuff. Like my daughter made a remote control airplane, and she thought it was really cool. And then they did all this kind of engineering, sciencey, techy stuff. And what they did is if you go when you're in 5th grade, then you're invited automatically to come back when you're in 11th grade. And the attrition rate for that program, approximately, like, it was something crazy, like only like 13% of the girls came back for free in their 11th grade year. And not because they weren't smart. My daughter was a brilliant student, did great in school, had great grades, but she thought it was fun, but it wasn't something she was interested in. I'm like, that's too bad. I think you'd have been a great engineer or whatever that required, but she just didn't like math. She didn't like that stuff. She enjoyed doing the one thing, and then later on. Now that's obviously a very anecdotal example, and yet I understand kind of where this comes from. Then my son, who's, he ended up majoring in computer science in college and has a job being a programmer for some big company when he gets out of school already. So it's just differences, and had the same. Let me just put it this way: in my house, my kids had the exact same opportunities. I fully believed in that, and we gave them this. When my daughter was born, she was born first. We bought all kinds of toys, and she gravitated to the toys with faces. When my son was born, we still had all kinds of toys, and he took apart cardboard boxes and made them into forts and built things with them. I mean, it was just, they're just different. Oh man. So anyway, and then also, a lot of these studies, the newer studies, when they're trying to figure out what the impact of having children, and I think, even in women, you carry that baby for 9 months, you have a different attachment to that baby than I would. And it's just, I don't know. Okay, who else is talking about this? We'll do one more. I'm not going to do PragerU. Here, let's see what CNN says. Yeah, today is Equal Pay Day, the day that on average, if you're a woman, your earnings have finally caught up with what men were paid the previous year. Christian Romans has the numbers and how salaries are even worse for minority women. It's so, oh my God. No, they're not worse in the same jobs, in the same number of years, in the same, yes, because minority women may work different jobs. I'm going to guess too that, I'm not going to go there. I was going to say something about how the people who are here in the country illegally take jobs that take lower pay. How long is this? 2 minutes. I'm going to listen to 2 minutes and 17 cents of cancer from CNN. Let's hear it. CNN, here we go.
And $50,000. Looking at the numbers, they're pretty sad still. Right now, women make around 80 cents to every dollar that a man makes. So
now, interesting. At least she didn't say are paid 80 cents to what every man makes, because that's definitely not the truth. Now, they, on average, yes, they may make less. And again, what about the moms who want to raise their own kids, but may work part-time to arrange their schedule so that they can raise their own kids? Like in my own personal account, we both took our we both took our leave when our kids were born, a couple weeks. I took a couple weeks, but my wife wanted to raise our kids, and she made more than I did. But I picked up more work because she wanted to we wanted to raise our kids. So we also changed our schedules so that we could raise our own kids. So our kids would never be in daycare. We didn't want our kids in daycare. We wanted to raise our own kids, and we did. We both changed our schedules and changed our jobs. So she'd end up working a little less, and I ended up working a little more than I would when I was gone, she'd be there. And when she was gone, I would be there. And but you make choices. So, gosh. Anyway, what else does she say here?
So, what is actually changing? What still needs to be done? Christine Romans is with us for more. And I think it's important. It's not just between men and women, right? It's disparity in pay among women of different races as well.
Yeah.
It's not
why
a
is this Equal
disparity.
Pay Day today? I mean, it's a symbolic day, you guys. This is the day today that, on average, the statistical woman will catch up with what a man made for 2018. Takes her all the way into April of 2019 to make what the typical man doing the same job made last year. So that's what this Equal Pay Day is really all about. Women making 80 cents for every man's dollar.
That's what's called using statistics for an agenda, even if it's BS.
And when you look, Pappy, you're so right, over the course of a 40-year career, look at the disparities for women, different kinds of women, different categories or sectors of women. Women overall earn about 400 grand less than men because they're paid a little bit less year after year. Latina women, a lot less, and black women about 950.
How many Latina families or families with Latina women are more traditional than American families, than the average American family, where Latina women take care of their own children? Or what about, now does that Latina women also include illegal aliens? Excuse me, non-documented, undocumented, whatever they call them, workers? I wonder. I bet they pay a lot less.
$8,000. You know, companies have been working hard to address this, you guys. Ever since I've
Companies
been
are working hard to
right?
address
This has been
something
a
that
topic
doesn't
of
happen.
Conversation, pregnancy discrimination, sexual harassment, how women negotiate different than men.
Pregnancy discrimination. That's interesting. Because someone made you, you're forced to have children. People make choices between wages and children sometime, don't they? I know we did. You know, we kind of
companies are working hard to try to be more transparent on how they pay people. Some cities and states, even a few, have to.
What's funny is they're finding, as they do studies when they're their own companies, same job, same time, same skills, same production, same pay for the most part.
Decided that they are making it illegal to ask a candidate for a job, what did you make at your last job? Because for women, that means they will always make a little bit less. It never levels the playing field there. But we got a lot of work to do. Poppy, you guys, we've been talking about this for 20 years. We got a lot of work to do, 80 cents on the dollar. Yeah. It's not an easy problem to fix, but you see some interesting kind of cool experiments.
It's a problem that will never, it will never be equal if people are allowed to make their own choices. In the most egalitarian countries in the world, there is still a gap because of choices people make. Okay, I'm up that soapbox. I'm gonna finish this and we'll move on.
Experiments out there trying to address it.
Well, you know what can go a long way? It's what
I wonder.
Seeing in the UK mandating that big companies show their books in terms of what men and women make in equal jobs. That's mandated in the UK and some other European countries. Will that come here? I don't know. But could it help? It's worth the debate.
But maybe forcing men to take the same amount of time off as women do too. Would all to take time off.
Oh my God! Did she just say what I thought she said? I was chewing too loud. Hold on. Forcing men to what?
Maybe forcing men to take the same amount of time off as women do too, and all partners to take time off for the birth of child, so there's not a, there's not a penalty for having babies. That's
not your choice. It's not the government. You are. Oh my God. My family and how we choose to work around our children is none of your damn business. Did she really say that?
It's worth the debate.
Maybe forcing men to take the same amount of time off as women do too, and all partners to take time off for the birth of child.
What if we choose as a family not to do that? Go to hell. Good God.
There's not a penalty for having babies. That's important too.
Not a penalty. Okay.
My husband did it.
I'm for that.
Hi, honey.
I did it.
There you
Yeah. So did I. So what? But then my wife decided that she wanted to be at home with our kids. What am I going to do? Well, I'll work more then. We actually we even did some daycare for other kids together, and I worked at nights sometimes. I don't know that it's a fake problem, and that's a fake solution. Oh my God, it drives me nuts. Okay, enough about. I'm not even gonna go to another Equal Pay Day. Let's go on because I'm running out of time now. Took too long on Equal Pay Day. Number 4, World Autism Day. There's a built-in joke there, but I'm not gonna make it because I don't like making autism jokes, especially on a serious day. Top 1, autism doesn't define him. It's only part of who he is. Autism doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a parent who will never give up, and we will make sure he grows up knowing how special his gifts are. I think that's very nice. World Autism Awareness Day 2019. If you wouldn't change, I wouldn't change you for the world, but I would change the world for you. What is autism? Autism is a lifelong developmental disability that affects how a person communicates with and relates to other people. It also affects how they make sense of the world around them. It is a spectrum condition, which means that while all people with autism share certain difficulties, their condition will affect them in different ways. And so provide some research or support for your research in people with autism on World Autism Day. All right, next one. Tuesday thoughts, Tuesday motivation are 4 and 5. Let's get a good Tuesday thought real quick. We'll see the top one, and then we'll find a good one if the top one is not that great. To take a deep breath and inhale and exhale. Thank you, Necrosol. How you doing? I didn't even see you pop in because I'm losing my mind. And Chicago Mike, hi to you too. And I'm sure there's other people who popped in while I've been gone. Zombie Teddy, I didn't see you come in. Good morning. And I started with Seamus. I think I'm doing okay. All right. I'm taking a deep breath. I'm taking a bite of my steak. I'm drinking my reparations coffee. I will be just fine, people. I promise. For those of you who are here late, again, Thursday, it is FTG Friday or FTG Thursday. Please, if you have any FTGs for me, you can send them to me via my well, it's over there now. Over there, my Twitter handle there at PDogNight. You can do it by a DM, or you can send it by email at pdognight@gmail.com for the FTG Thursday nominations. And also, it will be my birthday stream on Thursday, so come one, come all. Let's come say hi. And, you know, share the videos, and you can use the Streamlabs and all that stuff to celebrate my birthday with me. Please celebrate me becoming an official senior citizen this coming Thursday. Okay, Tuesday thoughts. As opposed to Tuesday thoughts, there might be some thoughts on Tuesday thoughts, but we're only going to highlight the thoughts and not the thoughts. Top Tuesday thought today, right now, is from an account called Hardline Stance, who is featuring another account called Sniper. My brother David, Sniper was hit and killed in downtown Seattle last night by a drunk driver. I don't know how Twitter works, but hope everyone sees this. That's a sad thought. I don't, you know, it's a bummer. Oh, I see. Then they did it from his account. Okay, well, that sucks. You know what? That kind of brings me down a little bit on Tuesday thoughts. But be aware, man. Don't drink and drive. Don't be that. That's for the guy that hit Sniper. Let's give an early FTG in the chat for that. So fuck that guy. Second one, Storyworks. Studies have shown that taking time for silence restores the nervous system and conditions our minds to be more adaptive and responsive. When we're fixated on the verbal agenda, it's tough to make room for new ideas. So challenge today, take 5 for silence. That's a pretty good one. Sometimes silence, I don't know about silence, at least not my own, because I can't shut the hell up. But also, just sometimes just not talking to other people and maybe just listening to things, whatever, you develop a lot of vision and thoughts about things. Okay, let's find a good one. Donnie Wahlberg. Donnie Wahlberg is an actor and a former member of New Kids on the Block. Okay, well, I don't... When our vision is clouded by anger, we don't see clearly. We lose sight of our perspective, our judgment, and ourselves. Kind of like being drunk, an angry drunk. Don't be angry. Okay, I want a good one though. Let's see. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. Okay, that's a good thought for Tuesday, even though it says Happy Monday for Tuesday Thoughts. That's a good one. So fear, F-E-A-R, has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. Happy Tuesday, not Monday, but that's okay. Did he change it down here? All right, there we go. All right, I'm not going to, some people are trolling him with some other definitions there. Let's go on to number 6, since Tuesday Motivations were already there. Puerto Ricans, what? Trump takes aim at Puerto Rican leader after disaster bill fails. Okay, let's figure out what this one is. It always has something to do with Trump. There's always something. President Trump lashed out at Puerto Rican leaders after Senate Democrats blocked a disaster aid bill over lack of funding for the island. Oh, interesting. The Democrats today killed a bill that would have provided great relief to farmers and yet more money to Puerto Rico, despite the fact that Puerto Rico has already been scheduled to receive more hurricane relief funding than any place in history. The people of Puerto Rico... Yeah, Trump has a weird thing about putting things in quotes. It's weird, and I don't know why he does that. It's just almost it's very random. So anyway, the people of Puerto Rico are great, but the politicians are incompetent or corrupt. Puerto Rico got far more money than Texas and Florida combined, yet their government can't do anything right. The place is a mess. Nothing works. FEMA and the military worked emergency miracles, but politicians like the crazy and incompetent mayor of San Juan have done such a poor job of bringing the island back to health. $91 billion to Puerto Rico, and now the Dems want to give them more, taking dollars away from our farmers and so many others. Disgraceful. And then Ray Steele says Puerto Rico has not been given $91 billion. I'm not sure why he keeps saying $91 billion. It didn't. $91 billion was the estimated cost of damages to the island following the Hurricane Maria. Puerto Rico has been granted around just $1.5 billion of a larger pot of aid funding previously approved by Congress so far. So he sounds like he got that wrong. But then someone else, the mayor is responsible for her city, not the island, and that money has not arrived in Puerto Rico. They are still billions short in rebuilding electrical grid and repairing homes. Remember, they are U.S. citizens too, hoping leaders find a better way forward for all involved. More than 3,000 people have died in Puerto Rico, which has more than 3 million U.S. citizens. Trump wants to give the island 0, but wants Alabama to have A+ treatment for a tornado that killed 23. Imagine if he valued all life equally. So this is everyone against Trump. I don't know the real story in Puerto Rico. I know that, for example, when one of the unprecedented things that happened down there, and it has nothing to do, this is not the mayor's fault, this is not Trump's fault, but for example, the Teamsters in Puerto Rico refused to deliver goods to their trucks they had basically a strike. After this disaster, you think people are trying to get together and do things, but they would not do it without pay. I don't know. That's not either the government's fault, but it's strange that they're American citizens. We got to help them, and if hopefully there's insurance things that help them. I don't know. Mayor of Puerto Rico San Juan, Puerto Rico responds. President Trump continues to embarrass himself in the office he holds. He is unhinged and thus lies about the dollars received by Puerto Rico. He knows his response was inefficient at best. He can huff and puff all he wants, but he cannot say 3,000 on his watch. Well, you know, Mayor Carmen Cruz, you also did press conferences in front of thousands and thousands of bottles of water that you said you weren't getting aid. So I don't know who to believe, because I know that the naval forces and everyone that was there immediately, wasn't necessarily being distributed properly, and that's not necessarily your fault. Again, the truckers there wouldn't distribute a lot of stuff. Their roads were gone. It was a completely different disaster when you're an island than when you're in Texas or Alabama, where you can just drive trucks down there and do things. So the logistics are insane, and I don't know really who to blame here. I really don't. It's not that they're not getting aid. And then today, Senate Democrats blocked $13.5 billion Republican disaster aid bill because they contend it lacks enough aid for Puerto Rico. That's just it. The thing is, and especially in Houston, you had people coming from all over the country to help. It's easy to get there. You can drive there. Couldn't do that in Puerto Rico. So I don't know. It's saying it's George changed Puerto Rico. It's holy shit. Completely different animal. So you're going to hear about Puerto Rico today. Let's see. Moving on. Next thing is Eric Holder. Oh, goodness. What did Eric Holder do? Oh, LAPD names a suspect in the search for Nipsey Hussle's killer. What that has to do with Eric Holder, I don't know. Oh. Apparently his name is Eric Holder, not the Eric Holder that we're thinking of. LA police are searching for a 29-year-old man called Eric Holder in connection with the shooting of Nipsey Hussle. Interesting. But then they have this Eric Holder doing something else. Is that what? There are two Eric Holders? Okay, there are. So we're talking about two Eric Holders at the same time. Apparently, Mitch McConnell has done a whole bunch of unpatriotic things. Has really been a force for polarization in stations, according to our Eric Holder. That other Eric Holder, Fast and Furious Eric Holder. Yes, there you go. Fast and Furious strikes again. Eric Holder gave AR-15s and AK-47s to Mexican drug dealers that were used to kill American federal agents. That is a fact if you're familiar with the Fast and Furious case. Now, I'm going to laugh at Oliver Willis, he's one of these Media Matter fellows that works for Media Matters, but I've been following him since he was a kid. He's complete left end of the Democratic spectrum, but he's sometimes funny. In this one, Fox News graphics department, when they saw the name of the suspected shooter in California is, quote, Eric Holder. Oh, okay. I am even going to hit that like for that one. That is actually funny, Oliver. CNN, the Los Angeles Police Department has identified Eric Holder, 29, as a suspect in the shooting of rapper Nipsey Hussle. So, remember Tariq Nasheed? What day was that? This happened on what? Sunday or Monday? I can't remember. It happened Sunday. And Tariq Nasheed was talking about, oh, they've got cameras everywhere. And they were talking about all the cameras with Jussie Smollett, but they don't have the cameras in Compton and blah, blah, blah. And the police ain't found nobody yet. Well, seems like 2 days later, they have a suspect. Eric Holder is wanted for homicide in the shooting of Nipsey Hussle. He was last seen in a 2016 white four-door Chevy Cruze. California license plate, blah, blah, blah. Anyone with information related to his whereabouts or this deadly shooting is urged to contact South Bureau Homicide. So yes, how quickly they have a suspect, and his picture and the car he's driving and the plates. Okay, nice job, Los Angeles Police Department. Now let's see if we can find the guy. yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag because some people are talking about Eric Holder and some people are talking about Eric Holder. So yeah, there you go. There we go. That's double whammy trending number 7. IMAX. THX will bring an IMAX-like theater experience to LA in 2019. Really? That's trending? Oh, the new IMAX and Dolby Cinema posters for the release of Avengers Endgame. All Phase 3 IMAX posters. Phase 3, not phrase. Man, do people use editors anymore? Phase 3, not phrase 3, you morons. Good God. Okay, that's why IMAX is trending. Regal, that's because Regal Theaters probably have some Avengers movies coming up. Silver Diner, what the hell is this? Don't know. Bryce Harper with a Silver Diner name check. And there's the fill. Where? Oh, is that what? Silver Diner. Bryce, but the silver, a chain. Why didn't you try the Metro Diner? A local hotspot, even featured on Guy. Okay, somebody's. Okay, is Bryce Harper is a baseball player. If you would have told me 5 years ago I would be walking into Nationals Park as an opposing player, I would have told you that you were crazy. 5 years later, I'm doing just that. I remember the first day I walked into Nationals Park, my first base hit, my first home run, and of course my first standing ovation. Nationals fans delivered that first ovation. The things I miss most are those relationships I gained on a personal level with so many of the Nationals staff and workers around the ballpark. Every day I walked in, I got a smile or shared a laugh with you. Especially I want to thank the Lerner family and Mike Rizzo for unwavering support they showed me during my tenure in DC. The city of DC was home. Filomeno's, the Silver Diner, the Italian store, and countless. Oh, so they're pissed off that he mentioned the Silver Diner. That's what I was trying to figure out. So the reason the Silver Diner is trending is because Bryce Harper with the Silver Diner name check. The only Silver Diner I care about is someone throwing some food up in the old Stanley Cup. Bryce mentioned the Silver Diner, a chain. Why didn't you try Metro Diner? A local hotspot even featured on Guy Fieri's show. I'm guessing Bryce orders a cold sub from the Italian store like a loser. Their hot subs are 10 out of 10. I hate you. Okay, people hating on Bryce Harper because he mentioned Silver Diner. Silver Diner is about good food. Silver Diner is about good, fresh food, healthy or hearty. The choice is yours. We buy fresh and local whenever possible to deliver the best products. Okay, I don't give a hell! Okay, I'm sure that Mr. Holder is a suspected white supremacist. I think that was a reference to our good friend Tariq Nasheed. Roy Kim is number 11. Who's Roy Kim? Anybody know? Don't know. I can't believe I actually like Jun Young and Roy Kim only for them. Oh, what the hell is Roy Kim? Another damn whatchamacallit? Roy Kim. Okay. Good morning. So Roy Kim may be joining the jail party. Men ain't shit. Oh, is this the dude? Okay, something to do with K-pop. Apparently he's canceled. Don't know why. Be investigated in Young's chat room. I don't know. Anyone know anything about K-pop? Yeah, Camel, I'm right with you there. Damn K-pop. Oh, Jenna. Okay, I got you. I feel you. I hear you. In fact, maybe this week. This week I might be I haven't announced my guest for Friday, and I'll find out tomorrow if that guest will be there. But I might just bring somebody on in here instead. But yes, Jenna, we'll make that happen. We will absolutely make that happen. All right. Don't care about Roy Kim. What did Chris Hayes do? Oh God. Oh, Tucker said something about Chris Hayes, and the weirdest thing about Tucker Carlson is that he thinks he's an alpha male. Oh, because he was probably busted on Chris Hayes. Oh, the Daily Beast on Tucker Carlson on Chris Hayes. So one outlet's talking about another outlet talking about another outlet. Let's see what the Daily Beast says about Tucker Carlson. Wait, I'll skip here. Fox News' Tucker Carlson had an audience of over 1 million more people than MSNBC's Chris Hayes, who moderated town hall with Democratic New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on Friday night. Yeah, that town hall where that was the one where she said, what did she say stupid in that one? Oh, excuse me. That was the reason they passed the 22nd Amendment is so they could not elect Roosevelt again. And actually, the final state to ratify the 22nd Amendment happened in 1951. I believe it was the state of Alabama. That was the last one. And that was 1951. And Roosevelt had been dead for 6 years. But yes, that's the amendment that limited 2 terms for presidents. It did originate in 44, I believe, while Roosevelt was still alive. And it was originated not by, well, I don't know who it was originated by, but it was, the Democrats kind of controlled everything back then. So it wasn't like that it was the Republicans doing it. And she said, yeah, something like about the only reason it was ratified is because they didn't want Roosevelt to be able to be elected again. It was ratified in 51. He'd been dead for 6 years. Anyway, Chris Hayes is trending because apparently Tucker Carlson went after him. Okay, so Tucker Carlson says NBC's Chris Hayes is what every man would be if feminists had absolute power. Oh, I see. So now everyone's pissed off at Tucker. And then these people are all after saying, I'm okay with everyone being Chris Hayes. Tucker Carlson. Chris Hayes is what every man would be if feminists had total power. Tucker Carlson is what every man would be if David Duke had total power. Oh, go fuck yourself, Krasenstein. Oh my God, you just, whatever. So here's the Daily Beast. What do they say? Fox News host Tucker Carlson began his highly rated primetime show Monday by taking pot shots at Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and MSNBC host Chris Hayes, labeling the progressive lawmaker a moron while mocking his cable news competitor's masculinity. Last week, Hayes hosted MSNBC town hall event on the proposed Green New Deal. Featuring Ocasio-Cortez during the Friday night town hall, Ocasio-Cortez lectured an audience member who called former Representative Bob Inglis, Republican South Carolina, a moron for saying the Green New Deal is literally impossible, exclaiming that that's unacceptable while pointing their finger at the offender, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and then Carlson said had no problem throwing insults Monday evening during Tucker Carlson night. So, yeah, he insulted Chris Hayes. And so everyone's insulted. And gosh, Tucker kind of brings on these fights, but I don't care. You know what? I want the substance of everybody else. So that's why Chris Hayes is trending, but Tucker Carlson is not. Okay. Cinemark, more theater stuff, I'm sure. Hugo affirms. Okay, that's soccer players. I don't care. Adam, why is Adam trending? Okay, that's Adam's the ticket place that's selling endgame tickets. New Era. NFL draft hats inspired by local flags. Okay, yippee. Steve Wynn. Uh-oh. Wynn Resorts. You know who Steve Wynn is? He owns the Wynn Resorts. He has the big 2 hotels in Vegas. And anyway, the Massachusetts Gaming Commission has released the findings of its investigation into Steve Wynn, saying executives took measures to conceal allegations against him. Okay, so he's in trouble. Wynn Resorts executive tried to hide misconduct allegations against something. Okay, if you want to find out about Steve Wynn, you can look that one up yourself. All right, the Avengers trailer. We just did that earlier. Sherry Berry, line is paused. Okay, they're going into 40, and I'm not doing 40 Twitter trends today. Oh, let's see. Here's an interesting one. The Equality Act. This is a perfect example of how this will be abused. Brown was in trouble. Okay, so wait, Human Rights Campaign. is pushing this Equality Act. It says each day workers across the country are subject to anti-LGBTQ discrimination and harassment that denies them a fair chance to earn a living. I know this because it happened to me. Carter Brown testifies during a congressional hearing on why we need the Equality Act, H.R. 5. I earned 3 promotions in 2 years, enabling me to purchase my very own home. These visual markers of success were proof that the American dream had not eluded me, but that it was clutched firmly in my hand. I arrived at work and discovered that a coworker had outed me as a trans man. Everything around me shattered. I was the subject of cruel, awesome gossip and forced to endure invasive and offensive questionings by my colleagues on the subject of my identity. Okay, that's not right. Okay, if he's doing a job, he's doing his job. Leave him the F alone. I was suddenly isolated in a field where communication and teamwork was essential to my job. To my coworkers, being transgender eclipsed everything. I began to dread coming into work and often spent lunch breaks alone crying in my car. Okay, I was fired shortly after despite my previous achievements. My termination from work was lawful. How can the American dream be realized when a majority of states have failed to extend equal access and equal opportunity to its citizens? I'm curious. I'm not, that's a terrible story, and I think there should be something that says you can't do that, but was he fired because, now, if someone finds out, maybe, I don't know, I hear it already, it's not my job to educate you. Yeah, I don't know. That's got to be tough. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna learn more about this before I get into it, because I want to read the bill. Here's what the thing is. If the Equality Act had been in place during my employment, it would have been illegal for my employer to engage in harassment and fire me because I was transgender. Is that what happened? Or I don't know. My family would not have to shoulder the burdens of my loss of income. Okay. That's probably, there's probably some truth to that, and I want to learn more about this before I get into it too deep, but it sounds logical. I don't know how you would even, why would someone even, how would that have even come up, man? I feel bad for this person. I'm going to read more about it and maybe talk about it a little bit tomorrow. I don't know enough about it. It's the first time I've heard about it, and so I'm not going to form an opinion on it. All right, and anything else down here okay, that's it. That's got to be it for today anyway, because I am running out of time. I've already passed the time that I normally stop. So, I haven't been real responsive to the chat so far. I apologize for that, but I'll try to stay on top of that a little better. But hopefully this has still been interesting and or entertaining to you today. My name, we're here every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT, if you didn't already know that. And then down here, this side is the share button, and if you haven't already subscribe down there. Right here is my Twitter handle and my Instagram and whatever else you want. Follow me on social media. Also, please remember, on Thursday it is FTG Thursday. Nominations can be sent to my Twitter handle down here via DM, or you can email me at pdognight@gmail.com. And also Thursday, we are celebrating my first dip into the water of senior citizenship. Now, I just laugh because I don't feel like a senior citizen, okay? 55 is not really that old, but hey, Thursday will be my birthday show as well as FTG Thursday. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here today. So nice seeing you all in the chat. For those of you who come often, please make sure that sounded weird. Those of you who are here with me often, welcome back, and we're glad you're here every day. Also, next time, see if you can bring a friend. Anyway, that's it for today. I appreciate you being here. I enjoy being here. Join me tomorrow at the same time, same channel. My name is P-Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Night, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the P-Dog Night channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Night, and I'm out of here.